Hi there, I'm Emily with Baseline MX, and today you're watching part 4, our final installment of the series, How to Throw the Ball Harder and Farther and Not Get Hurt. In today's series, we're going to be chatting about things you should absolutely not do in the weightlifting room if you're a softball player. If you avoid the weight room pitfalls that I'm going to show you in this video and use the alternatives that I'm going to show you, you're going to make better results in less time and avoid getting injured. And if my softball videos have been helpful, please consider subscribing and liking this video. As a physical therapist, I've seen thousands of injured softball players. And when you see that many injured softball players, you start to see a pattern of what they're doing in the weightlifting room and the injuries that they have. We also have a ton of data as to the biomechanical patterns of softball players and where they experience wear and tear on their joints. The last thing we want to do is go to the gym and experience the same wear and tear in the weightlifting room. And then there's a lot of exercises that are inefficient and ineffective because they don't translate to on-the-field performances. A lot of the high schools use the same program for a football team as they do for a softball team. The dynamics in our sport are different than football, and to get the best results, we need to train differently than a football player. So with that, let's talk about the exercises I would completely avoid if you want to throw the ball harder and farther. Oh, and hey, real quick, is there an exercise you hate? Post it in the comments below. Maybe there's a reason you hate it, and I want to chat with you about it. Okay, so the first thing that I would avoid is any barbell upper body lifting. Things like bench press, military press, hang snatch, these can all put our shoulders in a compromising position. When we throw, we have a lot of anterior translation that's happening through our shoulders. This is strongly correlated with labral tears. When we lift with a barbell, it compromises our ability to stay in a neutral position, and this can compromise the integrity of our shoulders. For example, if we lift with a barbell, as we increase our depth going down towards our chest, we get that same anterior translation that happens when we throw. And this is going to affect the integrity of our shoulders. There's a lot better ways of developing strength, and what I would recommend rather than barbell upper body lifting is using dumbbells. Dumbbells are a lot safer and more effective for developing the strength and stability that we need for softball. If you're in a weightlifting program and your strength coach is prescribing a lot of barbell upper body lifting, ask if you can do dumbbell variations of the same exercise because you'd like to work on your shoulder stability. If you want to take the guesswork out of training and get a step-by-step, year-round approach that produces results on the field, you can get my program and train with me at baselinemx.com. And the second thing I would avoid is heavy overhead lifting. As we jump into the season, a lot of my softball athletes begin to lose their overhead mobility. A common adaptation of throwing is that we start to lose our overhead mobility. The reason for this is that the resting position of our scapula starts to change to accommodate our throwing, and so that compromises our overhead mobility unless we are specific about maintaining it. It comes with the sport and how we're using our shoulder for softball. You can check your mobility using my movement screen in the link below. Here are 2 guidelines to follow to protect your shoulders when doing overhead lifting. Number 1, keep your elbows pointed straight out in front of you. Or number 2, keep your hands in front of your face. Following these 2 rules helps keep your shoulders in a safe position while still building strength. What you want to avoid is that anterior translation that can happen to your shoulder when you put yourself in a compromising position. So using those 2 rules of keeping your elbows out in front or keeping your hands in front of your face rather than behind, you keep your shoulder out of this position here where you get that anterior translation on your shoulder. Look, a huge benefit of softball is that it teaches us to take care of our bodies. But if we aren't intentional about this, it can put a lot of extra wear and tear on our bodies. That's why a key philosophy of this channel is teaching athletes to train in a way that's not only effective, but also safe for long-term health. You have to live in your body for your whole life. That's why it's worth investing time to take care of it and learn how it works. If you're finding our videos helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel and liking this video so you don't miss out when we post new content. Thanks for watching.